It is a beautiful fall day, and I know there's a holiday themed project I need to make. I just need to find some inspiration somewhere. I'm not sure where I'll find it.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust, built to turn wood, enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools. Well, we've already done a skeleton and we've done a jack-o'-lantern, so this time I thought we'd do something different. Remember Mr. Potato Head, the cheapest gift ever a parent could give their child? Well, today we're going to be making Mr. Pumpkinhead. Okay, so what we're going to be working with today is some maple, some purple heart, and some wenge to make our Mr. Pumpkinhead. So it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with this guy, and I think this is such a cool project because he has a good expression. You can make it any way you want it. You have different sized pumpkins, so you can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. He's got a really cool expression though. I do like this guy. He's gonna hang around for a while, at least until he rots. Anyway, let's get over to the lathe and start making the first part. So I have a stub center here and a live center here, and I'm gonna mount my little piece of wenge wood on here. And while I'm doing that, I want to thank our sponsors, Easy Wood Tools and Robust Lathes, because without their support, we wouldn't be here doing these videos, and that wouldn't be no fun. Also, I am an authorized Robust dealer, so if you're looking for a lathe, give me a call. Okay, we've got this mounted on here, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a cylinder. So this is little bitty, so I've got my lathe cranked up as fast as I can go, and I'm just gonna come in here and rough this out. And you wanna make a cylinder, or a spindle, or whatever you wanna call this. And you wanna make it as large as possible, so one, don't take off too much wood, because your eyes will look a little bit squinty if you make it too small. The other thing is, I've taken my tool rest and have it perfectly parallel to the lathe. So as I do this motion here, I should be making a perfectly round cylinder that is the same diameter all the way. Gotta take a little bit more off here. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna see how close this is to a measurement. Now that sounds like a stupid thing to say, but I want this to be a drill bit size measurement. So we'll stop that here. And I need this to actually match the diameter of one of my drill bits. So I have a set of large drill bits, so I'm going to measure this, find the proper drill bit, and if I have to adjust this, I'll make it, bring this down to the size of my largest drill bit that this kind of matches. Clear? Mud? Yeah, right? Just watch. Okay, so I used my Easy Wood Tool square carbide to cut this down to exactly 7/8 of an inch in diameter because I wanted it to match a drill bit because we're going to drill a hole here. And we want to go about 1.5 to 2 inches deep. And also we're off center here, you notice. We're not in the middle, right? Don't do it in the middle or you'll have a normal looking pumpkin. We want a weird looking pumpkin. Okay, we're going to use some medium cyanoacrylate glue. Just slather it on there. You want this to stay in there, don't worry about being messy. Just don't get on your hands. I've done that way too many times. I'm going to put that in there like so, and then we're going to tap, tap, tap. We'll give that a little time to set up, and then we'll start turning the eyeballs. Woo! Okay, so I'm making a cylinder now, and I've mounted the blank in my Easy Wood chuck square. You can do that. It's not quite rounded out yet, it's still a little more. That feels pretty good. So, our eyeball is sitting in here right now. And that looks interesting, huh? So I'm gonna get a parting tool and get rid of that little bit of wenge, but I'm gonna come in here to do it. I don't wanna come out here and try to part that off. It's gonna catch the tool and I'll get in a lot of trouble. So I'll come out here and be in solid wood as I'm doing this. That way when I run into the wenge piece in there, it's just like another piece of wood. Now I'm gonna kind of go this way because I don't want it hitting me. There it goes. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a bowl gouge here and just start rounding this over. And this is all in grain here, so I want to get as smooth a surface on it because when I sand it, I want as few problems as possible because in grain is very tough to sand. Let me show you here. So this is what our eyeball looks like. Pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more, sand it, part it off, and then make the second eyeball. One important thing is when you part this off, leave a little bit of a tenon on there because you're going to use that to help you get attached to the pumpkin. Okay, now with our remaining wood, we're going to make the mouth. So it's like turning a bowl. We're just going to come in here in the center and just remove wood. Let me crank that up a little bit. So I'm going to make a hole in here probably about a ½ inch deep, and that'll help make the inside of the mouth. And then we're going to shape the outside part with a spindle gouge here in just a second. And then all you have to do is part it off and you have your mouth. Nobody knows my troubles. Nobody knows. We're making the nose now. So I've mounted a piece of Purple Heart in here. You can make this any shape you want, any length you want. That's the fun part about this whole project. So yeah, I know this kind of looks like a purple carrot, and that would be more Christmas than a snowman, but hey, it works on a pumpkin too. And I'm just using my roughing gouge here to make the shape. And for the last little bit, just so I don't hurt myself, we're going to use a spindle gouge just around the tip off. And then we will sand this and part it off and leave a little tenon on it also, because we're going to need that. Voila! Nobody knows how hard that was. So we're now assembling the face of our Mr. Pumpkinhead. And I'm drilling 2 holes in here. And in those holes, I'm going to put some stiff wire. And we need the wire because this will go through the pumpkin and help hold things in place. I've done the same, done the same thing for the eyes and the mouth. Just didn't want to bore you with all that. Let's see here. Get this one in, tap it in. Now remember I told you to leave a little tenon on the nose and the eyes. So that tenon's about the diameter of this. And we're just gonna go, let's say about right there. That looks good. And just hand drill a hole for that to sit into. Yow! Okay, now let's see if I can get this on the first try. Doesn't happen that way usually. We'll just push this in. And then that tenon goes in. There we go. There's Mr. Pumpkinhead. Now, I would advise you to put a finish on this because it's going to be out in the elements possibly, and you want to use it year after year after year, but I think that's pretty doggone cool. So that is how you make your Halloween Mr. Pumpkinhead. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, until the next time on Wood Turning, keep turning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.